Hello, amazing entrepreneur, and welcome to day 2 of Tashmas on this episode number 134 of the Heart-Centered Business Podcast. So because it's the second day of Tashmas, you're going to get an awesome special offer as well as some really juicy insights that are going to help you move your business forward. And let's start with the juicy insights. Today, I'm going to share with you one of the biggest mistakes you might be making when you go to in-person events, such as workshops, conferences, maybe you go to meetups. I'm going to share with you the one mistake you might be making when you go to those events and how to solve it with 3 simple questions. Let's get started. I often have people come up to me and say that they really struggle to make friends at in-person events. Even when I've organized my own tours and conferences, one of the biggest objections or hesitations that people have is that they're not sure they're going to get great value out of it, and they feel really uncomfortable being in front of so many people. And maybe I don't know anyone, maybe I'm not going to have any friends, maybe it's going to be really hard for me to step out of my comfort zone. I'd rather stay home in my PJs and hide behind my computer screen. Now, I've got to tell you something. I actually get feeling like that sometimes too. Even though I'm a raging extrovert and a bit of an exhibitionist, a lot of an exhibitionist, I still find it really uncomfortable to go up to people and talk to them at conferences and events. And I've been to a couple of great events already so far this year. I've been sharing some of my insights from those events, and one of them was a 300-person conference. And even going to that event, I was like, oh, I'm so glad I know a few people, because that awkward intro part of when you're first meeting people, it can feel really uncomfortable. Lucky for me and you, I've found some ways over the years to really overcome that first barrier to making new friends at conferences and events. And it's actually highlighted to me one of the biggest mistakes that I see people make when they go to events such as this. And that is they go focused on themselves, particularly with the networking side of it and the meeting other new people side of it. So many people get overexcited about the fact that they might meet new clients. I can make new clients. I can get a joint venture. I can find someone to help me do this. I can, all of these things that they can get out of going along to that in-person event. And whilst there are some amazing benefits to that, if you go in with that focus, it feels really uncomfortable because you're looking for things, and you're wanting to receive. And if you're in that space of wanting to receive, it's the same as the awkwardness of sales conversations. It's the same as asking for the sale and asking for money. You're all about what's in it for you. So then that feels really uncomfortable. So to overcome that mistake, we stop focusing on ourselves. Instead of focusing what you can get from the event, focus on what you can give to the other attendees. Have a think about how you could support them to get the most out of the conference experience, or make them feel less uncomfortable about the fact that they're in the middle of a room of strangers and they don't know anyone. How can you introduce them to one of the speakers or find the right person to connect them with? So you have some amazing skills as an entrepreneur. You probably know a few people in the lady posse. Make the most of that and go into a conference or event ready to serve and focused on being of service. Now, for that awkward conversation and that conversation starter, I want to challenge you not to ask so what do you do? Because all that does is invites each of you to give your sales pitch, your elevator pitch, and then there's awkward silence. Whenever someone comes up to me at an event and goes, hi, I'm Jane. What do you do? I immediately switch the conversation because I know it's just going to be, I'll give you my elevator pitch. You'll give me your elevator pitch. So I say, my number one response to what is it that you do is I say, I facilitate a brilliant group of over 27,000 women online on Facebook. It's a Facebook community. I absolutely love it. What are you here for? Or I'll ask a different question. So I won't say, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? And then that's it. I actually have other questions that I ask people. And so I don't necessarily talk about my business or how I make money. And they'll ask me questions about that later if that's something that's of interest to them. But I actually have 3 really sexy questions that you can ask when you're at these conferences and events to start conversations with people that are actually meaningful. So first of all, you need to know what the topic of the event is about. So if it's a business event, maybe it's a marketing event, maybe it's a health event, maybe it's a mindset event, whatever the event is actually about. So then you can ask question number 1 is, what's your next event topic goal? So what's your next big health goal? What's your next big business goal? What's your next big marketing goal? What's your next big mindset goal? So it's a really great, juicy question to ask, and it gets them out of thinking, I need to pitch my business. I need to pitch my business to everyone who will hear me. And it actually starts a real conversation. It immediately takes down that I've got my business face on barrier, or I've got my conference face on barrier, and it helps to start a real conversation because you're asking them a question that probably no one else has asked them at that event, unless there's lots of people in the Lady Posse event. Then everyone's going to be asking that question. Question number 2 is, what are you here to learn? What are you here most excited to learn about at this event? So find a way to ask that question. Like, what are you here to learn? What is it that you want to get out of this event? I love asking that question of people because a lot of people are like, oh, well, I just signed up to hear such and such speaker. I was like, well, that's really cool. Is there something in particular you need from them? Is there something that you want to learn from them? I get really curious because a lot of times other people came for different speakers than I came for. I get a little bit more excited about the speakers I'm going to hear from. It is a really, really juicy question. And then question number 3 is, what's your biggest event topic challenge? So this is the question that I asked at the Soulpreneurs conference when I went. I said, what's your biggest challenge in business right now? And I had some amazing conversations with people. Oh, I think I need more reach. So many people said to me, I need to get on Pinterest because someone on stage said they got the most traffic to their website from Pinterest. So of course, everybody wanted to be on Pinterest. Wasn't the right strategy for most of the people that I spoke to. It was great to kind of talk them out of finding another platform, another strategy, another thing that they need to do. And I was able to actually give them really solid business advice there in the foyer of the event. And it was really tailored to their business. So I was asking questions and they were like, hang on a minute, what is it that you do? I was like, I'm a business coach. This is my thing. Let's go back to talking about you. So I'm so focused on giving value to the people that I meet and helping them and serving them. And I have the best time because I'm not feeling like, oh, I need to give out at least 10 business cards. I don't even take business cards to events these days. I have never had business cards until I started the Heart Centered Business Conference. So I think I got business cards in June of 2017. And the Heart Centered Business Conference was in September of 2017. Up until that point, so I had been in business for 4 years, didn't ever have business cards up until that point. People hide behind business cards so much, and I just find it kills the conversation. Okay, well, we'll follow this up later. I've got your business card now. What's the point of us talking now? But actually, I want to have the real conversations then and there. So that's a little bonus tip. Don't take business cards. Everyone has a smartphone. If you really love someone and you want to keep following up with them, or they say, oh, do you have a business card? I want to keep tee this up. Go open your phone, send me an email. I'm tash@tashcorbin.com. And then they send me an email and they say, met you at conference. This is what we talked about. That is so much more meaningful than me getting home with that person's business card and going, what was it about? I can't remember. So if you want to get the most out of these in-person events, number 1, go in with the intention of being of service and helping as many people as you can. And then number 2, have those gorgeous startup questions, conversation starter questions that don't ask the what do you do kind of thing. So we're not creating that like put your business face on starter to our conversations. Now it is day 2 of Tashmas. So of course I have a very special offer for you. And this is, I am offering $15 off tickets to my live events. That's right. Auntie Tash is coming on tour and I have dates already locked in for Brisbane, the Sunshine Coast, Newcastle, Sydney, and Melbourne. And we're taking wait lists for Adelaide, Perth, and Auckland. So if you're near any of those places or you'd like to come and see me at any of those places, then make sure you go and check out the show notes at tashcorbin.com/134, because this is episode number 134 of the podcast, and all the details and links will be there for you. So you can get $15 off the already super cheap tickets to come and see me speak on tour in Sydney, Melbourne, Newcastle, Brisbane, and the Sunshine Coast. And if you jump on the wait list for Adelaide, Perth, and Auckland, when we have the dates for those, you'll get the $15 off. So we're not taking any payments from waitlist people. We will only take payments if the dates and the location and everything work out for you. But by signing up to the waitlist, it means that you guarantee yourself that $15 discount. So the tour is starting at the end of April. It goes through until August, and I would really love to see you in person. What I'm doing is presenting a workshop called Start with Heart, and this is about building a solid foundation of your business, of starting from the heart, as well as really practical business strategies that you can use no matter what stage you're in your business to really create amazing growth and sustainability. This workshop is going to be huge, and I'm super excited to be bringing it around Australia. If you have any questions, of course, you can get in touch with me, and all the details are at tashcorbin.com/134. And until next time, I've been Tash Corbin. You've been a fabulous listener. Isn't Tashmas amazing? Until next time, I cannot wait to see you shine. Bye for now.